What's going on, guys? My name is Rumble Skrash. In today's video we're gonna be doing the first video that I have done this like this, which is basically a video talking about my championship and the matches that I have done, how do I decide what teams to attack or not, and everything. I did a championship preparation, but I wanted to do also a video of actually playing championship and everything, and decided the teams and everything. Now that we are far more into the championship than the first day where I recorded that preparation. So basically, what I'm gonna be doing is I'm trying to go to top 100 because I'm currently really busy, so I couldn't play for 2 straight days. So I got kind of out of top 100. I mean, not that far. I have been jamming quite a lot, but I need to get back to top 100. But there's a lot of people that grind really, really hard. So I'm gonna be seeing if I actually end up going to top 100 or not. But for the moment, we are kind of climbing. So basically, I also wanted to mention before I start that. I'm sorry I have not uploaded like a lots of content. I mean, I have uploaded some videos. It's because I'm really busy this summer with stuff, so I'm sorry about that. And also I wanted to mention that we are currently past the 900 subscribers, so we are actually going to the 1K. So it would be really, really cool if we could manage to reach that 1000 subscribers. So I would really appreciate it if you subscribe if you are not. But without further ado, let's actually start with the video. So we're gonna be doing basically well, going up against the teams that give us the 27 points, and we don't really care what teams they are. We're going to be changing the teams that we are using as an attacking teams. The only thing that maybe we're going to be avoiding is the full meta quick team, because yes, we could build some teams to kind of get some wins against them, but it's not a guaranteed, so I don't want to risk it. If I had Magellan, I would probably go up against them using some kind of cheeky way of going a mirror match, maybe with P3 loss. Some people are doing that, but I'm missing Magellan, so I cannot really do that. Now we're gonna be doing the first match against this cerebral team, so that's 27 points, so that's really, really good. And what we're going to do is actually to go, for example, with one of my favorite teams, which is this one actually. So we're gonna be using this team and see how we do. These kind of rainbow teams, well, kind of cerebral teams, are kind of really annoying because of the healing and everything, but in general you can beat them. Sometimes you can have bad RNG. Maybe I'm not going up against them with the best of the teams, but I really, really do like this team, and I do think it's a really, really underrated team because yes, it's a 6-man team, but it's really powerful. Like when you're attacking this team when you're attacking this team, it's actually hard to decide what team to use, because with most of the teams that you are using, then the result is really, really close. So here we get the first activation of Akainu. They get extra defense, so that's no problem. But here, let's see what we can manage to do. So here we get healing from Rebecca and Viola and Rebecca, but we're gonna get some defense down from Kaido, which is actually good because really healed over the 60%, so they lost a bit of defense. It's a little bit unfortunate that my Moria didn't activate before all of these activations of specials of my units, because then it would have been much easier. We're gonna have to go to the second round of activations. I mean, it's not that big of a problem. The enemy team is not really going to kill our units. It's just a matter of can we actually kill them. So here actually they get a little bit of special city up, which is okay, but here the second activation of Akainu is the one that we are counting on, because it's gonna probably be killing Rayleigh or Karasu, so that's already gonna be making a difference. So we are at the half of the match, but the last 30 seconds are the important ones. Here we are managing to kill them. Well, probably not, some other of their units are gonna die with the activation of Kaido, and if not, we have still Doflamingo. So yeah, okay, the healer dies, they still have the Otama, but right now it's kind of GG because, yeah, it might take a while, but they are not really going to time us out. So, yeah, let's actually see the first activation, Doflamingo. Yeah, Okay, and then we get Moria debuffing them, so they lose a lot of defense and speed and everything. So now it's just a matter of time. It's gonna be a little bit slow, but it's completely okay. We don't really care about the defense, sorry, the attack down, because well, now we just kill them probably here. Yeah, okay, so now they just have Nekomamushi who dies with a normal attack. So that was it. Normally all these kind of remote cerebral teams go that way, so in general it's kind of easy, but we're gonna have to see with the second match that we actually do. So I wanted to mention that maybe this video is gonna be split in some parts, so don't worry if some matches are not on the same moment and I'm not at the same rank, because I'm recording these matches whenever I can. So we're gonna have to go for a second match. So here we have a slasher team. I mean, there are some slasher teams, so I will go up against them, but I mean, you already know how that goes. So maybe I will skip this match in fast mode, so I'm not gonna be talking over it because you already know how it goes. Normally, like massive debuff of the defense of Rebecca Toy Soldier, then NL and Kaido just destroy them, and yeah, it's pretty easy. So I mean, the variation with before Law, so it's an 8-man slasher team. It's a little bit can be a little bit more troublesome, but still you can easily manage to get the win against them. It's just that sometimes if you have very bad RNG, you can go to very late game matches, but it's probably not gonna be the case. So here we are gonna debuff massively their defense. They're gonna actually lose all their defense now with the time, and now we just done any special of Kaido or the NL will just finish them. Look at the defense down that they have. Even if they manage to activate their Dofi, they are still gonna be in a negative buff of defense. So it just it, and I'm gonna skip it in fast mode now. So as you guys saw, we managed to get the win against them. So we managed to beat kind of a Rainbow team and a Slasher team. They are not the most used teams right now, but are the two of 27 points that appeared. So I went up against them, and it's also interesting to see what teams you can use to counter these teams. For example, here in the last one, it's a full meta quick team, and it doesn't even give me 27 points, so I'm gonna skip it. Same with that. If you don't have the full meta quick team, I mean, you can go up against them and maybe you will get some wins, but if you are trying to get points and guarantee a win, then I wouldn't really recommend using that. For example, now here we have a Shirahoshi variation, and I'm gonna be using actually a quick team. Now, this version of the quick team is kind of like the fast version of the quick team. We don't really have a lot of that early defense. We have a lot of defense down, special city up, and everything to deal them the damage. So basically, we are aiming ideally to kill the Shirahoshi before she activates. If we cannot manage to do that, then with the second activation, but we're still gonna have the special city up so that our specials get charged faster. So here we're getting debuffed by P3 low, we're getting the compensation with the Zoro. Yeah, our speed is not looking that great, and that's the problem with using these teams. Probably there's better ways to go up against the side team, but I do like using at least against some variations the quick team, because as I do not have the full meta quick team against a lot of teams, I'm using different teams than the quick team, so it's kind of cool to go up against them again with quick against side. So yeah, because for example against Dex I'm using strength, or against other teams I'm using might driven teams that I really like. So because they're really powerful. So here Shirahoshi will manage to fully heal them, which is okay, but not that big of a problem. All the damage that we have yet to deal is just extra damage that they will not be healing, because, well, at least ideally, Shirahoshi will not be activating for a second time. So here we have to tank the special of Roger, which can debuff our Kaido, but doesn't. So our Kaido has a lot of attack cap, and here with the defense down, a lot of damage is dealt. And here, let's see, Shirahoshi just does a normal attack. So here Shiryu activates, then we are relying on the second activation of versus Akainu. to actually deal enough damage to kill the Shirahoshi. I mean, sometimes maybe the Shirahoshi can actually heal for a second time, but ideally we want to kill some of their units so that the Shirahoshi is not healing all of them and everything. So here versus Akainu activates finally, so we kill Shirahoshi and Rebecca Toy Soldier, our Kaido activates, and then it's just probably done because yeah, it's 2 against 1. They still have the specials, so but they're probably not gonna be killing us. And here we have the special of Queen, the special of Shiryu, and that is it. So we went up against the side team. It wasn't the best example because Shirahoshi managed to fully heal them, but well, I mean, it can happen, as you can see, even if it fully heals them and everything, so they haven't lost a single unit or anything. It's not that big of a problem. So here we beat the side team. So far we have some of the teams that are seen right now on the rank 100, which is the Rainbow Cerebral team. Then it's also the Slasher team, and now the side team. So we're gonna start with the second round of matches. So the matches 4, 5, or maybe 6. I think I'm gonna be doing, and we're gonna see what teams we can find. Now I'm not sure now if they're gonna give me 27 points because I'm not recording at the same exact time. So I think yesterday I had a very bad RNG match. So I think they will give me 20. Yeah, they give me 27, and that's actually perfect because we find a Dex team here. So we didn't showcase any match against a Dex team, and I'm gonna show you the team that I'm using. The bench is not the best, I guess you could do, but I don't know. I like to have, if a unit dies, a little bit of defense. If they have, for example, a Magellan with the damage over time, it can be a little bit annoying because the defense is not doing much because they are dealing damage by damage over time and fixed damage, and eventually my unit still dies. So it's a little bit annoying, but I have found that this team normally in general beats Dex teams almost all the time. But the bench can definitely be better. If I wasn't using a Sanji, I would use an Otama, and then instead of PvP Whitebeard, I would use a Soul Mask on the bench. That way, both Soul Mask and Zoro buff themselves, and you have a consistent bench that buffs each other. But well, now we are using Sanji. I have also tried with Otama, but the thing is that I thought that Otama was healing Ace over 60%. I mean, it doesn't normally happen that Ace gets under the 60% in the first activation or even in the second, but well, I mean, if it happens, it's actually a good idea. So let's see. Here we can actually get the Kaku first, and that's normally it always happens, but it's actually really good that it happens, because if we get Kaku first, that means that they don't have any defense. And look at the damage that we're dealing just with one special. Here comes the second special. Well, we actually already dealt that special of Law. And here, as you can see, the special of versus Ace is finishing a lot of their units. They're missing a lot of defense. And now, this is the main thing with this strength team against the Dex team. They have a very good bench, but you normally manage to make these very late game units like Somask or B3 Zoro pop really early, and then they pop their special with just one activation, and it just almost nothing. So here it's annoying because a Blackbeard can deal a lot of damage to us, and a lot also if the Soul Mask activates. But we have the well, here Soul Mask activates, kills a lot of our units. We get fully max PvP Whitebeard and Zoro, so it's not that big of a deal. Zoro will deal the 2 activations, so I guess it's not that big of a problem. They have kind of a lot of defense, and now they will even have more defense. So let's see. We will hopefully get to activate our versus Ace here. Yes, we're gonna deal a bit of damage to them. Also, PP Whitebeard is massively gonna debuff all of their defense, which is gonna help our B3 Zoro if he gets to activate under the second 30 to deal massive damage. But let's see if the units, the enemy units position themselves better. Yeah, they did. So we get the 3 activations, and that is just done. So it was a way closer match than one would expect, because normally what happens is that you finish all the units and even none of your units die or just one normally against Dex teams. But I mean, there's different variations of Dex teams, so some can give you more trouble than others. And as I said, the bench is not ideal, but well, I mean, it's what I have thought really fast, and it I have always beaten Dex teams like that. Sometimes it's a little bit close, but well, I mean, it's cool. So as you can see, we are continuing our climb to the rank 100. So it's very slow climb because there's a huge difference of points. Now I'm at 4,300, and I think the rank number 100 is at 5,000. So yeah, as one would expect, it's really hard. So as far we have to face now, well, here's another Dex teams, but it doesn't even give me 27 points. So I have already faced the slasher. So the teams that I'm missing to showcase against is quick teams and driven teams. So let's see if I can find or in teams. So I will go against either of the three, but against the fully max quick team, as I was saying, if you don't have the fully max quick team, you can try like the defense teams that I was trying in my last defense team video. But if you want to guarantee yourself a win, probably I wouldn't really recommend to use that if you don't have yourself the team. So we found an in team. Now we can do different variations against in teams. We can use this driven team that I really like. You can use a quick team. You can use other variations like a side team or something like this. But I'm gonna be using this driven team because I really like this team. And also you can use the driven team with Pika, but I really like this one because it has the Tesoro with the special city app and everything. So in general, it has worked okay for me. Plus they have Blackbeard, which is not the best unit to run here. It would be more scarier if they were using other units, but yeah, and they don't have a Katakuri to buff their speed or something. They have an NL, that's true, but that means that they only have a 6-man team. So the only disadvantage that we have with us having a 6-man team ourselves, they are losing it because they are also having a 6-man team. So here Akainu pops really fast. As they don't have a healer, they won't get all of this HP back. So let's actually see. Here our Kaido pops. So it's a little bit unfortunate that Kaido activated before second 70 and before Moria, but now we get the special of Dofi that will be able to use the massive debuff of Moria. So here a lot of damage is dealt. As you can see, all their units have half HP almost. So yeah, now they will buff a lot their defense and everything, but as you can see, they're not really dealing that much damage to us. So now we only have to tank the special of Dofi with all of the debuffs. So hopefully that doesn't deal too much damage. Well, it dealt some damage, but not too much damage. And we debuff the Blackbeard, so he has very high attack down and speed down. So yeah, it's not that big of a problem. And now we will be able even to use the special of Kainu with that massive debuff, and some of the units are starting to die. And as one would expect, it's the unit that gets half stat that die first. And now let's see if we are gonna be able to use the half stats with the special of Kaido, but it looks like we won't. So here the Kaido will activate normally, but they don't have that high defense. Oh, actually, and Moria goes first, so we will be using the half stats of Moria with Kaido, and that's just gonna be it because they only have the Big Mom who dies with a normal attack. So as you can see, we didn't lose a single unit. Perfectly fine. You don't need the fully max quick team to beat in teams or something. I mean, Moria is really good, so if you don't have Moria, you can still use the quick team or side teams in general. Good work. Side teams against in teams, it's always a very close match. Goes to very late games in general. So maybe I wouldn't recommend doing that if you want to guarantee yourself a win, because sometimes you can even get timed out. Also in the future in JP, those two teams are really close to each other. So right now we are missing the quick team and the driven team. So as I said, here I'm gonna be facing probably this driven team. So this is another driven team that it's very common in this championship. So I have faced this team a lot of times, and I face it with my own driven team, and in general I always get the win. But I mean, I guess sometimes it's really close, so I guess I could still lose. If not, against driven teams, I do recommend using side teams. But as I have also always used this team and it has worked out for me, then I'm assuming it's gonna be okay. So the only thing that we have to go up against now is Quick. So you all guys know how strong Quick is. So one thing I would say, I would dedicate a whole moment talking about Quick now first. So yeah, if it's a fully max Quick team, as I was saying, and you don't have yourself a fully max Quick team, probably I would avoid using going up against them, because you can actually be in a lot of trouble. But if they don't have the fully max quick team, it depends on the units that you have. You can yourself use a non-fully max quick team. You can use these driven teams that I showcased in my last defense team video, and you can definitely do stuff like that. As you can see, it's working really fine here. Probably the Roger or even versus Akainu will die here, and as you can see, it's just GG. So I do think that in terms of driven teams, the one that I'm using is the most powerful one probably. Also the Pika one is really good. I really like it. Now we will have to tank this special, but that's just it. So they don't have anything else, and we just win probably with any of the activations of our specials. Yeah, here Dofi just gives us the win because we will kill the only unit that had the special max of the enemy team, and now Moria just with fixed damage finishes the match. So yeah. So as I was saying, in terms of driven teams, I do think that this one is probably the most powerful one. But I mean, a lot of driven teams are actually really cool, and using Roger is not that bad of an idea. But I have found that this one is the one that works the best. So now we only would have to go up against Quick. As I was saying, if it's a fully max Quick team and you don't have it, probably I wouldn't recommend going up against them. And if you want to see results of matches of facing non-fully max quick teams, for example, the quick team with Akainu and Kaido, or something like that, or even with Magellan, go check out my video here on top where I'm showcasing this driven team, and I'm using this team to beat a lot of those quick teams. As I was saying in that video, it's not a guaranteed win. It's probably around 60-70% win rate. So still, it's really impressive, but it's not a guaranteed win. So now that I'm trying to climb, I won't be going up against those kind of teams. Sometimes if I feel like it, I will, and sometimes I get the win, but I'm risking myself to win a win streak or something, so I don't really want to do that. So yeah, go check out that video if you wanna yourself are interested in knowing how to beat non-fully max quick teams. And as I was saying, if you yourself don't have a fully max quick team, you can always use a non-fully max quick team to go up against another non-fully max quick team. So yeah, that's probably gonna be it. We're gonna take a look at the top 100 to see if we have showcased the majority of the teams that are appearing in top 100, but I think we have. I have already talked about quick teams. There's a lot of quick teams here. And then there's driven teams, dex teams, another driven team, slasher team, dex team, in team, slasher team, a rainbow team that we have showcased also, another in team, side team, in team, rainbow team, dex team, side team, slasher. So as you can see, we have covered the majority of these teams, with the exception of the fully max quick team, who I would recommend to avoid. I mean, I know that it looks like there's a lot of full max quick teams, but if you just scroll a little bit on the matches, it's really easy to find teams that give you 27 points that are not quick, because it's either Dex, Int, Rainbow, Strength even. I have not showcased against Strength, but you can use a lot of teams against Strength, so except for Dex. So yeah. I think that's gonna be it. I'm sorry if I cannot showcase a lot of matches against Quick. I did that during the vlogs, but now I don't want to risk losing points because I'm trying to reach that top 100. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this championship, these matches and everything, and how this championship is going for you. If you are going to top 100, what are your recommendation that you would give to someone to how to go up against maybe the quick team. If you have some ideas, I have different ideas with that driven teams or stuff like that, or maybe some mirror matches if you yourself have a full max quick team using B3 law. It's something that I have seen people do, and I guess it should work out really fine because you're debuffing the enemy units and you yourself have a very powerful team. So yeah, that's probably gonna be it for today. So as I was saying, let me know in the comment section down below your opinion, and as always, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.